Turn that back on. I think.
You turned on?
Looks like we're back. Looks like we're back.
I think I'm on.
Yeah, Emra's mic is on as well.
Okay.
We're back.
Our next surprise guest.
Number 7.
We know everyone's like, who is it next? All the viewers. We have our friend from Turkey. We have Emra with us.
Yes.
Emra,
Friend from Turkey and the Irish Bar party organizer.
I was going to come to that.
Okay.
I was going to let him introduce himself first, to say what he does,
We could do
and
that
then talk about the party organizer. Oh.
Well, okay. I'm one of these guys who does a lot of things at the same time, so I have several hats. So I'm publishing the PLD magazine, PLD Turkey, for the last 13 years in Turkish, in Turkey, 66 issues, which is now gone because Via Verlag decided not to print the PLD magazine anymore since last week.
Since last week, that's a new thing.
Yeah, it's latest news.
Okay. Wow.
Okay.
You heard
Breaking
it here
news.
first.
Breaking news.
Yeah.
No more PLD magazine. Oh, that's the end of an era then, really. So will you start your own magazine?
I don't know. I didn't decide it yet. I didn't have the time or even like sentimental courage to write this bye-bye article yet. But anyway,
Yeah.
other than that, I am a businessman. I distribute some products in Turkey, like
Yep.
Zicato, Sora, Coelux, high-end technologies. And I'm a consultant for a producer named Heper.
Yeah.
I take
Is
care.
that how do you say it?
Heper.
Hepper.
Pepper.
Because we call it Hepper.
Pepper.
Yeah.
That sounded the same.
No.
to me.
Heper.
No, because he's
That's the Turkish pronunciation.
Oh.
Yeah, well, so I have 3 hats at the
Yeah.
same time. Let's put it this way. But I call myself lighting design advocate. So I'm a lighting design friend,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Let's put it this way.
and that's what you've done.
That's true,
You've
you
tried
are
to
our
sort of
friend.
promote lighting design in Turkey and
Yes.
raise the awareness to the market. Yeah,
You've been in the events that we organize together, like
absolutely. Architectural Lighting Days,
yeah.
Turkey.
Guerrilla
Fantastic.
lighting. We did 2 guerrilla lighting events.
Yeah.
I was counting the other day. They're like, we organized more than 20 events actually within 7 years, between 2007
Yeah.
till 2014, where I was the PLDA representative.
Yeah.
Yep.
We organized workshops and many stuff.
How big would you say the design community is in Turkey? Is it mostly based in Istanbul or is it spread around the country? You have some other designers?
It's nearly totally based in Istanbul.
Okay.
When we started in 2005, there was 0 independent lighting design office. Okay, I can be proud of it a little bit.
Yeah.
At least I
Yeah.
have a contribution there.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now there's more than 10 lighting design offices. We're looking around 30 to 50, designers with different experiences, ages, etc. So
Well,
we have a
that's
community
a good growth,
now.
isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah,
good
you've
growth.
established a profession, haven't you? It's
So,
All together.
all together. Of
Yeah.
course, you've all worked together.
so now we can ask.
Yes.
You suggested something at Light+Building, a way for people to meet up. So
Yeah.
do you want to tell us about that?
Of course. Well, I loved when we had the chance to get together with celebration of light.
Yes.
It was quite nice. You would see people all around the world, which kind of we lost since 2014. So I thought I cannot organize this big event, but at least we can ask people to come and meet at after 10:30 at Irish Pub, which is the ritual anyway. But it's good to put it like out there,
In concrete.
Yeah, make it
yeah.
formal so people know that there's
Yeah,
going to
and
be
then-
somebody there.
and people tell each other.
Yeah.
Funny enough, as I was telling you guys right before the talk, like now people are going to the Irish Pub and asking for my name.
Yeah, yeah.
There's a guy named Emre. He's throwing a party. I came for this.
How do I get in?
So have there been a lot of people there around in the evening?
I think
You've
so.
been there.
I think so. At
Did you
some
go
point,
every night?
I did.
Yes.
It
It's his
became a
job now.
duty.
Yeah,
know?
you have to now.
And
Yeah.
I was telling the same thing. Like, I was doing that anyway, but this time because I have to, it became more like a duty, like
Yeah.
rather than
Yeah.
I'm going
Spontaneous.
to.
Yeah.
But the nights at the end, it's hard to remember. But I think I stayed around till 2 every night. So it's a tough job.
Dedicated.
It is.
Dedicated.
That is hardcore.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
that is hard work.
I-
And then
I
you're
saw you
here.
guys.
You're here every day, walking around. Are you walking around, or are you based somewhere
No,
specifically?
I'm walking around
Okay.
between booth and
So, what would you like to say to us about the show this year? What's your general feeling?
it's maybe it's personal, but just before coming here, I was telling to my wife, I kind of one of the first time that I didn't want to come. It was that not. I didn't have the excitement to come, and I can see it. It's like the thing lost the hype or something. It's more everything is the same. We only talk about the same things and act as if we're doing something else. All these marketing terms, Internet of Things and smart things and human-centric lighting. It just kind of pisses me off, let's say, and I don't like it.
You're not the only person to say that. A lot of people have mentioned, manufacturers using phrases that actually probably have no meaning.
Like human-centric lighting.
Yeah.
A lot of people said everybody's saying it, but nobody really knows what it is or
Can I
what it's meant to
use
be.
the analogy?
You can
here?
use, you did a really good analogy a minute ago on
Okay,
this.
so it's not me actually, but I just borrowed it.
You adapted it.
There's a neuroscientist, Dan Irely, which I really like, and he said something on big data. Actually, and it goes like big data is like teenage sex.
Yeah.
Everyone talks about it. Nobody knows how to do it. Everybody thinks that others are doing it, so they are pretending that they are doing
it as well.
So if you take big data and put human-centric lighting, it works because nobody really knows.
But
they say, oh, we are doing it. Or Internet of Things, whatever you want. It's like when you try to copy something, you kind of lose the essence. There's always an idea behind it, but when you copy it, it becomes like just a cover, let's say.
Lux magazine had a good thing, didn't they?
They
so like a guide to jargon, a guide to stuff.
Data-driven.
But basically it was saying, smart lighting.
You can dim it.
Yeah. Connected lighting. You can dim it. Yeah.
Over the internet.
I saw it. It was lovely. It was lovely.
Well, it's true though. It's totally true, isn't it? So
that's the theme of this year's Light+Building. Rubbish marketing phrases.
But I guess it's not only about, I'm not sure, but we are all deep in lighting. Of course, we breathe with it, but I guess it's also because of the, these days, like 21st century, everything is fast. There's a huge amount of offer, and there's no way to differentiate yourself, and it becomes suddenly, like something high becomes like the general thing, like this. So it's,
have you seen anything that was inspiring?
Hello, Glenn.
We're being photographed.
I thought they were. One thing that I liked was a company named Buschefeld from Germany. They're part of, what's the name of... Belgium brand. Anyway.
Are they part of the Nordian?
No, they're part of...
I'm going to come back in 1 minute. Okay. So don't take it personally. I'm coming back in 1 minute.
Go ahead.
You tell
me about Buschefeld.
Anyway, Buschefeld, they have this freestyle luminaire, which is basically a tiny little bit track.
Yep.
And you can do any kind of structure with this track, and you can add Sora light engine, and they have integrated Zikato Bluetooth. So it's really, and it's in the true meaning of the word, it's a freestyle thing. You can do really whatever you want.
Structural, you can build track structurally or in recessed. Or
you can mainly, with the track system, you can do whatever you want. You can cover the whole building. And then with having Sora light engine with turnable head and different beam
what hall
angle.
are they in? Can you remember?
1.2.
1.2. Okay.
So
that's you don't normally see like really good technical stuff in hall 1.2, do you? So that's a good tip, definitely.
I mean, it wasn't like inventing something new, but it was really integrating things
Taking three different things and putting them together well.
and really well. I liked it, you know. But other than that, not really.
Nothing impressed you that much yet.
So we'll have a last question for Emma.
Okay, let's do it.
What's the best thing about coming to Light Building? What would you say the best thing is?
About coming, not
coming
the best
here,
product.
the whole thing, the whole show.
The experience of Light and Building.
Thing.
Well, to be honest, it's all about seeing old folks. For me, that's it. You know,
The social part.
Of course, there are new technologies, but there are so many other mediums where you can really learn about new products, new technologies.
Yeah.
But here, if you can see someone from Brazil, you know, someone from United States, or
Yeah. I just see someone from Brazil.
yeah, that's kind of the interesting part.
You know, it's magic, really,
Yeah,
isn't it?
it
To
is,
have
fantastic.
all these friends and colleagues in different countries, and
Yeah,
where we see us.
You get to see them like twice a year, maybe once a year, and you know, fill in and share some stuff. That's what I like. That's what it's all about.
I have a
guess.
moan about lighting.
Sorry?
Have a kind of complain about
A
lighting.
joint complaint.
Yeah, complaining is the big part of it,
Absolutely.
you know, socializing. But at the end of the day, if you see, that's what I liked with PLDA. It was the family feeling, but not in a. I'm not saying in a cliche way.
Yeah.
I'm saying it. People who has a passion about something that they share, and they get together.
It was a community, wasn't it?
But that's
ultimately?
how
And still
we
is.
got to know all
Yeah,
these people
we
in
wouldn't know
different
you or
countries.
any of us, yeah.
Otherwise, I would only know lighting designers in the UK. So
And one
special.
good thing with light, I think, and I believe in it, people who are dealing with light, most of the cases, maybe 90%, are open-minded.
Yeah.
You know, open to new ideas.
They're cool.
Friendly.
They're cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they're cool people. So
That's a great word to finish on. People in light are cool.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're all cool.
Including us.
Yeah, especially us.
Thank you,
Okay,
Emma.
we'll
Thank
take
you.
another
guys.
quick short break and we'll come back with our next mystery guest.
Yes.
audio is back on now, so we're back live again.
Okay. I'm just going to get Martin. Martin.
Oh, so we
Can
are
you
live,
check
but
the
you're just
audio
going to go
and
over
check-
there. Sharon
you
likes
check-
to do this. We're live.
can you
It
check-
doesn't
That's
matter.
okay,
She's
that's
just
okay,
one
don't
off
worry.
Yes,
camera.
please. For the,
Let me
It's a
switch
very good
in.
ambiance.
Right, are you going to introduce our new guest, Sharon? If I switch to that one?
yeah, I am going to introduce our new
Okay.
guest. We're so professional at this.
Absolutely.
3 days in.
Thank you.
Okay.
And over to you.
Our next guest is Mark Burton Page.
I'll give him a drink.
And I'm going to get him to explain who he is and what it's not company, the organisation, association you work for.
Yep.
That's okay.
Oh, I have to. Okay, that was a question. Yeah, okay. No,
If you don't mind.
no,
telling
yeah,
us.
I don't.
Oh.
Absolutely. No, I'm the director of Lucy. Lucy stands for Lighting Urban Community International. It's the international network of cities on urban lighting.
And you're based in.
We're based in Lyon because the network was created in Lyon 15 years ago
Yeah.
by the city. And it started with a group of, 12, 15 cities. And then it started to grow because all the cities wanted to start the exchange process.
So, so Lucy is, as you said, it's a collection of cities and people interested in lighting.
Absolutely.
How many members do you have, and what type of members are they?
Well, so we have 70 cities that are member.
Wow.
So on four different continents, cities, massive cities like Moscow or Guangzhou or Shanghai in China or Seoul, more than 10 million inhabitants. But at the same time, also very small cities, like 35,000 inhabitants. But still, what unites them is they have a culture of lighting.
One second.
Yeah, no problem.
Sorry, our floor manager is.
Our manager. Our
What are you
manager's
saying, Martin?
saying
What are
that.
you saying? You might need to. I had to
This is
restart
the fun.
stream.
This is the fun of live TV.
Of course, it's
Probably an animal will run
Les
through in
aléas
a
du
minute.
direct.
I think it's still going, but he's got distracted now and talking to somebody else. I think we just keep going as if it's working. 'Cause I'm pretty sure.
You
it is.
think it's streaming?
I'm up for that.
Okay.
So you were saying you got cities, really large cities,
Absolutely.
Toronto, Seoul, 10
So-
million, but smaller cities.
Yeah, 70 cities. They're all united by the fact that they believe that light can be a tool to develop their urban environment in a social aspect, economic aspect, cultural aspect. Of course, the sustainability issue is very important.
Yeah.
And now the smart agenda, of course, is very important for the cities. But cities can't do things by themselves only. So, of course, we have partners and associate members in Lucy. So the associate members are all the different lighting professionals.
Okay.
We go from the major lighting manufacturers, industry stakeholders, of course, to service providers, which are very important nowadays in the lighting industry for the cities, to small and medium-sized enterprises, down to studios with lighting designers, of course, lighting designers just by themselves. And then we also have a number of research centers, research professionals that go.
Educational institutes. Or
Well, mostly research, a bit less education, but why not? And then we have also, of course, if the other way around the spectrum is also now artists, individual artists that really join Lucy because they have an interest in putting out some light installations in the city or etc.
Yeah.
And we also have partnerships on top of all of this. So we started partnership with London School of Economics, and I know that one of the your guests was Don Slater and Elettra Bordenaro from London School of Economics. And also we started a partnership with ILD, so the International Association of Lighting Designers.
Yeah.
So we're kind of starting this to basically we need to co-construct lighting strategies for cities. So if everybody's on board transversally, it can start to work.
Yeah.
We connect people. We try to connect
Somebody needs
people.
to tie all those things together.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So.
And share the knowledge. I guess that's the big thing, isn't it? I mean, Lyon, obviously famous for its light festival. You would say it was where light festivals started, isn't it? Really?
Exactly.
So we're in on an urban lighting stand.
Yep.
We know that currently you have a charter on urban lighting.
Yep.
Can you tell us a bit about
Absolutely. Well, it's interesting because it's a document that was made 8 years ago. It was a process that brought together cities during a whole year, and they worked on, what are the common principles of urban lighting. And the goal for that document was actually to build a culture of sustainable lighting in the end.
Yeah.
And in there you have a number of principles, a number of things that really explain what a good lighting strategy should be, or what it should take into account from the start. So it's kind of a transversal way of seeing things. So it started 8 years ago, but it's still very up to date. When you can read it, I was reading it just before a few days ago again, and it's actually very up to date. There are a few things missing, but when you can read it, it talks about light pollution, it talks about good quality lighting design, it talks about a lot of those different aspects about darkness, etc. A lot of the different aspects that you really want to see in a city strategy.
Yeah.
A few things missing because at the time maybe smart lighting wasn't on top of the agenda. Just really starting. LEDs weren't really there, but still, so cities are signing this charter, and it's the voice of the cities really on urban lighting. Cities are still signing this, and we were in Africa just last year in May in Dakar. We did a big conference in Dakar for African cities to really understand what were the challenges, what were their needs. And we had 8 cities to sign this charter just in Dakar. So major capitals like Bamako, Porto Novo, Dakar signed this. So it's gradually gaining more and more momentum.
So your geography's got very good. Your geography's very good.
It's getting better. 3 years in Lucy, it's getting much better. I can tell you.
I was thinking, I'm not sure where some of those are myself. But you mentioned smart lighting.
Yep.
So, it's very loud in here, isn't it?
It's suddenly got very loud, but I'm sure we can hear us.
What do you think the trends are for urban lighting, sort of at Light & Building? You've been here. Do you think smart lighting is obviously one of them?
Yeah, definitely, of course. Well, I think, cities today have to think about global challenges. The mayors that are in charge, they need to fix the potholes, they need to fix the sewage, they need to fix urban lighting, let's say, okay? They need to fix infrastructure. So they have very concrete, pragmatic problems on their minds. But at the same time, because of the, let's say, moving part of the world, there's less and less focus, I would say, on intergovernmental ways of working, less and less power in the national states. So the cities are also gaining a lot of attention on a lot of world agendas, like climate change, tackling climate change. There's a lot of different things. And they have big challenges today to focus on. And we really think that lighting can be a way to solve some part of those challenges and to work especially for the quality of life. Because in the end, you, I, we're living somewhere.
Yes.
We're real people in a real world, and we really have focus on quality of life. That's where we're going, and this is everywhere in the world.
Yeah.
So this is our agenda. And we kind of see that the trends are kind of going that way too. And smart lighting is just one of the vehicles for this, okay? And by the way, we just launched this study with London School of Economics because we don't know what smart lighting is. Okay?
Yeah,
a lot of people are saying that.
Everybody's saying it.
But gradually, we're kind of getting the idea, okay? And what we want to do is really focus on who's saying what. And cities have different approaches to smart lighting, so we want to map this out, shake it all up, and see what's coming out of this. What's the good juice out of this kind of research?
Try and get a common definition.
And this is social research. Okay. But what I see here, I think in Light & Building, but I've only been there for a few hours, and to be honest, it's really good to be sitting down because we've been going around.
It's a long way.
And so I wouldn't be able to really say what are the big trends in Light & Building because I need to go back, have a few sleep, think about it, and say, hey, that was what it was all about. But what I saw in a few of those big booths where they wanted to build forums and agoras where people can actually meet each other, can actually talk, exchange. So I hope that I get this feeling that the lighting industry is also more listening to what's there. I think the smart lighting trend, like in the marketing, has kind of faded away. We don't really see it all over the place in terms of marketing. It's now more integrated into the solutions, into what's really there in terms of the products, etc.
Perhaps it's an expectation
exactly
that it's there already.
But now,
for some people.
so I really hope that we're getting more into some of the needs of the end users. Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Lucy obviously is focused on cities,
Yep.
and they're your big members. How does Lucy work with lighting designers?
Yeah.
Do you work with lighting designers at all, or
Absolutely.
how do we get involved with you?
Yeah, I think lighting designers are extremely important in the mix. We need to work together. I mean, it's totally, we cannot do anything if we don't work together. As I was saying, I think we really need for those lighting strategies, because this is what we're aiming for, to have a good mix between at least 3 players, the cities, the lighting manufacturers and infrastructure developers and service providers, and lighting designers. So lighting designers are very important. We have a few lighting designers that are actually members of Lucy, that because they mainly focus on urban spaces and they mainly focus on developing night plans and master plans, things like that, or they're really interested in the trends for the cities, and they are really great when we get into conversations. They really speed things up, explain what they think, put their agenda also. And I was saying we also created this partnership with ILD. I think it's very important because they have a number of members worldwide. And they have chapters. They have worldwide. What I really think is that lighting designers for some time have had the tendency to speak to each other.
I would totally agree with
so
that.
I'm very happy that you're actually
I totally agree with that.
Okay. And I hope this is also changing a bit. And in some areas, I really think that it's not changing. And you really see this time and time again. I think sometimes you also have lighting designers that are actually saying to the cities what they think the cities should do. But then I say, why not? But still, there should be a co-construction. Co-construction means you actually get in a room and you say, okay, what are your ideas? What are my ideas? And then you can do things together, not saying, okay, we're the creative, so we kind of course, the cities, they also have creative minds, but they need to maintain stuff. They need to do across the budget
from
stuff.
A different direction, aren't they?
Exactly.
Ultimately?
So we're looking at light in different ways, but still, there's definitely a way to do it together in a good way, because in the end, we all work for the citizens, because in the open space anyway.
It's the same end customer.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you think there are particular things that cities are interested in at the moment? So are people particularly interested in sort of the social aspects or the smart aspects?
So Lucy, we started to work on 5 main topics, because we think that they're not lighting topics, they're societal challenges that we want to face, that cities face, and that together we can find answers to try to find answers too. So health and well-being, because we're all getting old in the end, and we all need better lighting for this. It's kind of one of the examples, but you also have in there, you have light pollution, you have a lot of different things that are really important for our earth, for our environment, for our nature as human beings. Okay.
People are more aware of that now than ever before.
Exactly. But this is a new topic in Lucy. Even lighting in public areas, but which are indoor. That's schools, prisons, hospitals. This is important for us. It's still public lighting, but indoors. But this is very new for us. Then you have social cohesion, because I think that with lighting, you can really create bonds between people, and it's really important to do that. Today in some cities, you have great lighting for central spaces, and that's great. Okay, let's continue and build nice postcards. That's perfect. Let's continue. However, you also need great lighting for other people. So let's build that. Then we have public spaces, because public spaces are everywhere. To think about the nighttime. Cities are not only during the day, during the night. There's also life taking place. Public spaces are important. Bridges, tunnels, a lot of things taking place in the urban spaces. Also gender balance issues, a lot of things, Then we have art and culture, because art and culture for us is probably one of the new way forward for urban lighting. More and more art is created in lighting, in permanent forms or in temporary forms, light festivals, etc., etc. So we kind of see the whole sphere. and we need to see light as a culture also, which is different from everywhere in the world, of course. You have lantern festivals, you know, a lot of different things. So we need to see this as a culture, and we need to work on this. And the fifth one is governance, because this is integrating all the different approaches from the different perspectives of the stakeholders, but also who's doing what. You know, you have who's taking decisions, and in the end, who's taking decisions for the citizens. So those are the 5 aspects. So I'm kind of, you know, floating around all the topics that the cities are interested in. But these are really what we focus on now. They're called the Lucy Pillars. Okay, and one of the great things that we want to do, we've launched it last November, is an award. So Lucy is now delivering its own award. It's called the Lighting Cities and Lighting Awards.
Okay.
And we do the first edition this November. And it's going to be a great award. Lucy has a tradition of doing awards in the past. Of course, we've done, you know, awards with Philips, with Schroeder, City People Light Award. But now we take this opportunity to do our own award, which will be a real city award. So for the cities.
That's great.
Really international. And what we want to celebrate is basically a great strategies for the cities. So which projects or couple of projects or program of projects tick the most boxes in all those 5 components that I was talking about. That's it. Sorry, I was a bit long, but it was just a long thread of
5 things to mention.
It was a long thread of thinking. No, sorry.
That's really good. So last question, I guess then. So what's Lucy's activities? What things are coming up this year?
Okay.
And how do we, or anybody who's watching, or anybody who wants to know about Lucy, how do we find out? How do we connect with you?
Absolutely. Well, Lucy is also changing a bit. So Lucy used to be a kind of seen as a club of cities. It's not only that now. So we will be reaching out more to the wider community. So giving more information also. So you can sign up for a newsletter that's going to start soon. That's one thing, to get more information. But basically our activities are a lot of events, publications, and working groups that we put together to discuss all of this. I'm not talking as Mark, I'm really talking as, you know, the cities. So all of this is coming from discussions that we have. And basically the best way of doing this we found in 15 years of working with Lucy is bringing people together to talk about meaningful things. So we have events. The next one is in Toulouse, and everyone's invited to see Toulouse, of course, as a city, what their lighting strategies are, what are the main things they're working on right now. They've put together a connected luminaire with form detection, which is really interesting, with a local startup. And they've kind of, it's not only a pilot project,